Hi, I'm Nazra, and I'm 18 this year. I'm the founder of Sheducation, the former president of CJ Choir, as well as an avid astronomy lover. I do make it a really huge part of my leadership journey to demonstrate empathy to others, and I think that contributes a lot to my core values of using leadership as a method of service towards society. I really do believe that empathy comes a lot into play there. I do see myself one day championing a society that creates equal and fair access to educational opportunities for all students, regardless of their racial, religious, as well as their financial background. I would say that I grew up in a single-parent home, and moving from place to place, it did get very tough on both myself and my mom. And that alone really allowed me to learn that when I received mentorship or help whenever I could, it really created a change within me. My mom was always that guiding force for me. She really inspired me in my leadership journey in the sense that she taught me how to lead by example. And I think that's a very important part of leadership in itself. This is my mom. She's also my best friend, my confidant, and she loves to embarrass me.
When she was 4, we have this ritual at nights whereby we will share something, or she would just climb in bed and do something silly. But that night itself, she started, belting out one of our National Day songs. And I was so stunned and surprised that, wow, my daughter actually have this hidden talent. She could really sing. From that day onwards, she went on this journey of becoming a singer. She had performed in a lot of concerts and competitions and stuff like that. That was really important to me, for her to have the self-esteem and confidence being a girl growing up, given that it's a single family home. I didn't want her to feel any lesser than anyone else. I think she has done really well in that from 4 years old to where she is today.
When we were both in a bad place, she was also studying for a degree, and I noticed how she would put me to sleep at night. She would kiss me goodnight, but she would spend the entire night just burning the midnight oil and studying her hardest. And in the end, she graduated with a distinction and honors, and that is so inspiring as her daughter to see her going through that, because it really makes me realize that if I apply that same drive that she has to my life, that's how I'm going to go places. She's accomplished today only because of her drive, and I'm very proud to say that I've inherited that from her. So I've been in choir ever since I was in secondary school, so it's been about a good 6 years that I've had that experience being in choir and having a specific section and having to learn the choral music that is ingrained into our choir experiences. I'd say that during my time in choir, those who made the biggest difference in allowing me to execute my duties as president in the most effective way possible were really my EXCO members as well as my section leaders. And 2 of them were extremely significant in my journey, and they were Maddie as well as Alex. This is Alex and this is Maddie, and they were both part of my choir EXCO during my time of presidency. Alex was my treasurer and Maddie was one of my section leaders for the soprano section.
So during COVID, we had to conduct rehearsals on Zoom, and it was actually quite frustrating because there's time lag, and that makes rehearsals very slow and very draggy as we wait for one another to sing a song. And as a result, a lot of us didn't want to come to choir anymore, or we didn't practice, didn't engage as actively, and the entire mood was just very dim and dull.
Nazra showed a lot of initiative to try and achieve this choir spirit again. Nazra initiated choir bonding activity, choir bonding day, and I think it really helped to just make friends that we knew already but we didn't have the opportunity to get to know better.
When you see Nazra bring herself down and really take the time to explain, it makes you also feel that, if the person leading me is putting this much amount of effort, all the more I should be able to lower myself down and help them to the best of my abilities. I think she's very efficient. Usually when people give directions, right, it can be a bit blurry, but she tells you exactly what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, And she doesn't hesitate to give you a reply because she knows exactly what the teachers want and she knows exactly how to get it. So knowledge on her end, as well as clear communication in transposing that knowledge into you, it makes it very effective and very efficient.
Seeing the way Nazra worked has definitely inspired me to really want to get the job done, but get the job done well and to the best results.
Through that whole experience, I learned a lot about how demonstrating concern for someone and giving someone who is in that situation mentorship, that could really create change within that individual who's going through a hard time. And from there, I thought that it would be a good idea to launch a support program, not just for tuition, but also life skills, also having a mentor to be there for tutees. And that was the birth of Shareducation, basically. This is Phoebe. She's one of my primary school best friends, as well as one of the co-founders of Shareducation. Together, we collaborate on facilitating Shareducation's programs, as well as outreach and publicity efforts for our organization.
Shareducation is a non-profit initiative which aims to provide underprivileged students with academic aid and mentorship opportunities. When we first started this project, it was brand new. No one really knew about it, and because of that, it was definitely difficult to start finding beneficiaries to even start the project with. Honestly, it took a lot to get people to trust us, but from the way that Nazra approached organizations, despite being turned down by some, quite a few times, she didn't back down. And after seeing Nazra work so hard, and despite everything we've been through, being rejected, having a really slow start in the beginning, she would just continue working towards her goal, and she doesn't give up. Those things didn't faze her. So that's when it struck me that Nazra really believed in this project, and that's when I told myself, okay, I need to start believing in this project as much as she does. I need to start leading the way she does. And that's when I realized that I want to fulfill this dream for her as much as I can. Yeah.
I think while education and all these educational accolades does not define a person's value in their life, the power of it is really being able to inculcate that self-belief within an individual. And Shareducation has really allowed these kids to have a mentor, not just a tutor, but a mentor, to allow them to set goals, to allow them to believe that they are greater than the situations that they are in. I think something I've learned over the years is being able to truly master the art of intertwining my passions with my purpose as a leader to serve and to create that positive change in society. So something I definitely tell my younger self to do is to keep following my dreams no matter how rocky the road gets, because I know that one day I'll be able to rally a group of people to work towards that shared vision and collectively create that change in society that I dream of.